Welcome to part 3 on the Budget Bandit build. This is going to be a short video. There's no work getting done today. I'm waiting on bits to arrive. Some bits have arrived, but I just want to go through the costs to date so that we can be in no doubt as to how much this thing's going to cost me. I was aiming to get it done for under £1,000. Still possible, but I've decided to treat myself with some lightweight wheels, haven't I? So we'll have to wait and see. So I'll go through all the parts that I already have. Okay. Some of these were from my Z project, like the front end and the back end. I had a Bandit swinging arm sitting in the shed, and a lot of this stuff I've had sitting in the shed for years. So I'm just putting it down. I've not had to buy it because I've already got it, if you like. But you can add it in if you like. I'm not going to, because it's not cost me anything. I'm basically concerned with how much this project's actually costing me out the bank. Yeah. So the parts that I have are forks, yokes, front wheel, discs, calipers, coils, switch gear. The 4-into-1 exhaust plus a can. It's a cut down Acroprovic can. Oil cooler, oil lines, brake lines, headlight, the rear wheel, disc, etc., etc. But I'm not going to be using that because I've bought wheels. Foot pegs, the gear linkages, the handlebars, the headlight and brackets, the master cylinders, and the brake lines. And like I say, this is all bits that I've already got in the shed, so they're effectively free for me anyway. Now we get on to the costs, and I'll break down every single item of the costs because that's the way it should be. The engine, the Bandit engine, is effectively going to be free. By the time I sell my slab side stuff, I will more than make up the price that I made for it to make the Bandit motor effectively free. The motor didn't come with carbs or rubbers, so I had to buy them. I bought them a while ago. They cost me £100, which was an absolute bargain. The frame and the swinging arm with a logbook is getting picked up next Wednesday. That's £120. The ignition, I got an ignition lock set, a lock set basically off eBay, including the tank cap. That cost me £36. The Bandit tank that the guy was asking 40 quid for, I haggled him down to 20 because I'm a tight arse. I had to repair it, remember, and I also painted it, had to fill it and do a few bits and pieces to it. The seat was off a Ducati 600. That cost me £44. The shock of a GSXR 1000 K9 cost 28 quid. It's arrived and it's mint. I got a set of stainless bolts to the engine because the bolts that are on it are pretty crap. Cost me a tenner. Obviously I'll need an oil and filter. I'm putting down £40 against that, which is fair, I think. The battery I haven't bought yet, so I haven't put a cost against it. I got a rear light for the Ducati Monster. It's an LED one, second hand, 15 quid. Bought a sump gasket, that was £6. I got a seat cowl that cost me 50 quid. And I've bought a pair of wheels, get this for a buy. They're lightweight wheels. I'm not going to tell you what they're off. You'll see it in due course, but they're much lighter than Bandit wheels by a good few stone. And they come with, on the back, we've got the disc and the sprocket, push drive. And it also comes with a new Dunlop qualifier in the front and a part worn Michelin on the back. And I'm getting all that for 200 quid, which is an absolute steal. Guy's doing me it for that money. He's a good friend on one of the forums that I go on. So far, that comes to a grand total of £619. Okay. Other bits that I've got. Pair of grips. Obviously, you'll need grips. Air filters I haven't bought yet. Like I say, I got the seat cowl. I bought a set of clocks for 40 quid posted. I also got the footrest and back plates and some engine mounts from another good mate off the forums who basically just charged me postage. So I'll just put down 15 quid because that was about how much the postage cost them. And then I've got fuel hose, £8. And then we need a air jet for the carbs because it's seized. That's another £8, which comes to £121. So with your £121 and your £620, comes to £740 so far. So that's what it's costing me. Other things I have to still buy are air filters. I'll need a twin set of filters probably. I'll also need jets for the carbs to suit it, to jet it up. Paint. I'm doing the painting myself, but I still have to pay for the paint. I've got some paint there, but I can't just put nothing against it, I guess. So I'll put down the rough cost of what it's cost me. Powder coat, possibly. I might possibly powder coat the frame if I don't paint it myself. But painting it myself is going to be a nightmare because the preparation work and sanding down a frame, and it's just an absolute ball ache. So I might end up powder coating it. Like I say, I still need to buy a battery, and I still need to buy steel for the subframe. So that leaves me out of our grand 260 quid to buy all that. And if I get it for 200, if I get this thing built for under £1,000, I will be absolutely ecstatic. Especially given that I've gone for lighter wheels as well, which I did talk about in the last video about doing, but I've actually just gone ahead and bought them. Fuck it. The budget's slightly going out the window, as these things tend to. And it's also all the little bits that you don't account for, like fuel hose and plugs and grips and stuff like that. It soon adds up, And a lot of folk just don't include them in their costings. You just think, it's not much, But you still have to pay for it. So that's the story. I'm looking at 740 quid so far. Once all this stuff lands, leaves me 260 quid to get it finished. Get the steel for welding the subframe and those other bits and pieces that I talked about. Air filters, they might be about 100 odd quid, I think, for a pair of, probably more than 100 quid now, to be fair, for a pair of twin filters. I did look into ram airs, but you have to use the airbox rubbers for the foams to go over. I'm not really keen on that. I'd rather have something that was attached to the back of the carb. And I've had ram airs before, because I put a set in my hardest. I couldn't actually physically get filters under my tank. So I ended up getting ram airs, and they're not the best of filters. I know they're cheap, but they're not the best. I'd rather get a set of K&Ns or something similar to that, But I think, oh no, sorry, I tell a lie, there's something else I need, is two M12 by 130 bolts for the rear shock to make it fit, and some washers to space it out either side. That's going to cost me about a tenner, so we're about $7.50, say. So that's still pretty good in my book, as long as there's nothing major wrong with the engine. Touch wood. Will be good for under £1,000, I hope. So I'm really looking forward to building this bike. I know it's just like a cheap bike, but I'm probably looking forward to building this more than I've been looking forward to building some of the other stuff I've had in the past, because I've got a paint scheme in mind, and it's going to be something that you'll not have seen before, I would have thought. It's involving candy paints and some candy white, and I won't tell you the other colours because it'll be a surprise for later videos. Okay, so like I say, just a quick video going through what I've spent so far in the project. We're not midway, we haven't even started it. I don't even pick up the frame until next week. However, I think I've bought most of the stuff that I need to get it finished. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update on that. Alright, peace. Come back for the next part, or I'll hunt you down. Like I say, this is a quick video, just a short bit at the end that I wanted to add in. And this is my box of Bandit bits. As you can see, the shocker's sitting on top there. It's like new. Wiring loom's all sorted now. and various other bits and pieces that I've bought are in there, like the lock set and whatnot. I've been busy painting the tank and primer. Can't remember if I covered that in the last one. Tank and mudguards painted, and it came out well, I think. Also got my monster seat. It's arrived, and it fits up to the back of the tank pretty well. I might have to heat it up and spread it slightly at the front, just so that these wing bit here are out a bit, so that it butts up better. And the seat cowl will go in the back. The seat cowl I got was actually damaged. That's why it cost me 50 quid, which is still fucking extortionate if you ask me. But hey ho, these things go for like £100 up to £200 because you can't get them anymore. You can buy a new one for like, I think it's about 160 quid. It's about the cheapest new one you'll find, and I'm not paying that. I wasn't paying 100 quid, so I bought one with some damage, which we'll repair, and I'll show you how to do that. It's got a crack in it, just a small one. But we'll get it repaired, and then we'll get it painted up in primer like the rest of it here, and then we'll start going crazy with some super duper candy paint. So that's it for today's video. It's not exactly an exciting one. It's all the boring shit about costs and whatnot. But I just thought I wanted to go over it because in the last two videos I was contradicting myself and how much it was going to cost, and saying it was going to be £1,500, saying it was going to be £1,000. I'm really hoping it's going to be under £1,000, but I'm not going to compromise on the quality to make it under £1,000. So if it does have to go over it, it will. But just a quick update, like I say, not much else happening lately. There's the brake lines I'll be using. Fatouche. Feeling that. Possibly these ones, good edges. They came off a Bandit, I believe. So if they fit, I'll use them. And that's just a load of. That's the cut down can I'll be using. This one here, nothing fancy, but it'll do the job. And it's free. So that's today's video, like I say. But I like the way the tank and seat go together. I think it's going to look good when it's done, this bike. But you'll see for yourself, and you can judge for yourself when it's finished. That's me for this week, alright? Peace out, my Negroes. See you for the next one. Sub up, liking, all that shit. We'll see you next time.